Welcome to The Third Quest, a research-based Tier 2 and 3 reading intervention for older students in grade 5 through high school who struggle to read well. Listen in as Marilyn Sprick shares how we give adolescent poor readers a big boost with The Third Quest.
We developed The Third Quest because we were fortunate in our early schooling to learn that every student could learn to read better if they had the right amount of time, the schedules, the teachers, and they had the right programs. And with that knowledge, we felt it an obligation to try to reach the needs of kids that we know we can help if we have the will to do that. So we took 6 years to develop The Third Quest with a team of people working on it, and we did 3 years of field testing to make sure that the program worked and could be done within the amount of time a teacher might have during a period.
Now let's listen in to Anna, a general ed middle schooler, reading before and after The Third Quest.
Seaweed grows in small bunches or vast underwater forests and achieves itself to objects or the ocean floor. Seaweed absorbs nutritions from the water, and like other plants, it makes its own food.
This is Anna after completing The Third Quest.
Seaweed grows in small bunches or in vast underwater forests and attaches itself to objects or the ocean floor. Seaweed absorbs nutrients from the water, and like other plants, it makes its own food.
You can hear the difference, and that difference is due to a program that follows the science of reading and teachers who implement the program with fidelity and enthusiasm.
We look at the value of a teacher as being somebody who can deliver instruction, who can make corrections, who can diagnose what's going on, who can listen carefully to what the kids are saying, and to engage them.
The Third Quest is a comprehensive intervention. In every lesson, teachers provide explicit instruction to build sophisticated vocabulary, efficient word recognition, fluency, comprehension, and content knowledge. The Third Quest is a teacher-directed program. Students work in small groups to level up across 9 levels and 75 lessons. Each lesson takes about 60 minutes. Teachers with shorter periods can start a lesson and finish it the next day. Students are placed in the program using a school district's universal screening procedures. Students at Tiers 2 and 3 typically read below grade level, between a high 2nd to 5th grade level, and reach 60 to 130 words correct per minute on a 6th grade passage. From level 1 to level 8, each lesson is divided into 3 segments: before reading, where students use their consumable logbook and non-consumable survival guide; during reading with the non-consumable student reader; and after reading, where they return back to their consumable logbook. Before reading. Before reading, students work in the consumable student logbook, which contains arrival tasks, memos, short fluency tasks, and an occasional short video. From there, the group and teacher follow directions in their logbook, directing them to their survival guides. The survival guide includes vocabulary and word study lessons. Throughout the program, teachers watch their teacher's guides for instructions, instructional routines, and quick tips for keeping students engaged. Here's a short video that shows a small portion of a vocabulary and word study lesson at level 5.
The word is hover. Everybody, what's the word?
Hover.
Good. We're going to say it in syllables.
Hover.
Hover. Good. Okay. Hover means to hang around or stay very close to a person or place. So look at the picture. The students hovered around the teacher as he graded their tests. Everyone, what did the students do? They
Hovered.
Nice job. Okay, why did they hover around the teacher? Put your finger on your nose. Why did they hover around the teacher? Brooklyn.
Because they wanted to know what their test score was and to see if they did well.
Excellent.
During reading, the highlight of the program is reading. Through a balance of narrative fiction, informational text, and a bit of intrigue and mystery, students are engaged as they travel through Earth history and ancient world history. Each student has a non-consumable reader. Students read decodable text words composed of phonics skills and irregular words they are learning to read accurately. Teachers read aloud portions of the text and engage students in rich discussions with questions found right in the student reader and the teacher's reader. Finally, students return to their logbooks for after-reading tasks that include a decodable chapter summary for repeated readings and comprehension activities. At the end of each level, progress monitoring guides next steps as students strive to achieve accuracy, expression, and rate on progressively more difficult passages, and also demonstrate reading abilities on content area written quizzes. When teacher materials arrive, teachers will find everything they need to get started. The Third Quest program guide for a teacher-friendly read of the program's what's, whens, and whys, from the scaffolded instructional routines through progress monitoring. Teacher guides for each of the 9 levels, a teacher's reader, and a login to the Third Quest website. After logging in, teachers can access additional supports for diverse needs, training videos, program videos, reproducibles, and a program monitoring spreadsheet. In addition to clear instructions, instructional routines, and teaching tips, each teacher's guide includes an introduction with new skills and routines outlined, materials and materials prep, a scope and sequence, lessons at a glance so teachers can easily see what tasks are taught when. And the teacher's reader includes thumbnails of the student reader pages. Guidance is provided for prompting comprehension through asking questions, answering questions, looking back in text, summarization, and visualization. Training teachers is important. We invite staff to participate in our virtual courses. They will learn the importance of the science of reading as they implement the instructional routines as diagnosticians and with enthusiasm. Go to thethirdquest.com/training for training options. With the Third Quest Comprehensive Reading Intervention, results are palpable and measurable. We also welcome you to the Third Quest Parallel Universe. The Parallel Universe provides a second instructional program for schools that wish to build an intervention toolbox. The Parallel Universe can be implemented as a shorter, standalone intervention. Before the Third Quest for a stronger entry into the Third Quest, during the Third Quest for a second boost, or after the Third Quest for additional firming up of skills. Each of the 41 lessons has a narrated video. A cool dude gives directions, and explicit instruction is delivered by the voice of our author and master teacher, Marilyn Sprick.
Un means not, or the opposite of something. Listen and follow along in your logbook.
Un as in undo. Unfit. Unlucky. Until.
The video is paused for all important teacher-student interactions and practices. There are about 15 minutes of video instruction and about 30 minutes of teacher-guided practice embedded. Parallel Universe lessons follow the first half of the Third Quest sound and sequence and themes. Instruction includes the essential components: vocabulary, word study, sentence fluency, passage fluency practice, comprehension, and content knowledge. Once a school purchases a 12-month license for the Third Quest Parallel Universe, an email is sent to the designated staff member giving login and access to our online platform. The designated staff member sets up users as tutors or staff members. Once the tutors, coaches, instructors have logged on, they have access to the platform's 41 video lessons. In addition to the school license, each teacher coach needs a coach's manual and each student needs a consumable student logbook. The coach's guide provides easy-to-follow tips for starting out with small group instruction or one-to-one tutoring. For a small group, you'll learn how to set up your workspace, your schedule, your behavioral expectations, and tips for motivation, rewards and balance, and replacing bad habits with good habits. The Parallel Universe has a screener with video directions and a passage. Guidelines for placement are provided at the bottom of the screener. Once teacher coaches are ready to go, they cue up the video. Students are given their logbooks and taught expectations. Then the coach hits play and the lesson begins. By following the video directions, coaches and their students complete lessons that, like the Third Quest, are based on research, and the lesson is finished off with the compelling narrative quest and informational content.